Hi, my name's Matt Gosbell. I'm part owner here of the Melbourne Bird Veterinary Hospital. We're one of only 2 bird-only clinics in Australia. I've got what we call a membership in avian medicine, and I'm also presently doing a residency to become a registered bird specialist here in Australia. When we first see a bird, I will always weigh it, and I'll also do a condition score. The condition score tells me a little bit more about the fat and whether the weight is adequate or appropriate for the bird. There's a number of different ways of scoring birds. I score out of 5. 5 means we've got a fat bird that's overweight. It's bulging out the muscles, so we've got excess fat over the muscles, over the chest area. But we may also find fat deposits up around the neck, around the crop, or in the belly. So that's a bird that's overweight. We see a lot of budgies that are overweight because of seed diets. Another name for a 5 out of 5 would be a bird that's obese. Then we go down to the other end of the scale, a 0 or a 1. A 0 is pretty much a dead bird. A 0 is where the keel bone is sticking up, there's no muscle, and you can't feel or see any fat on the skin anywhere in the body. So that would be a very poorly conditioned bird. So despite its weight, that bird is in a lot of trouble health-wise. I always compare weight and condition scoring because you can't sort of say little conures like these are always going to be around about 70 grams is going to be ideal weight, because sometimes some of these are bred to be bigger birds than others, so I always use the weight as well as their condition score to understand whether their weight and size is adequate. A bird that's low in condition score or too high in condition score, that can tell me a little bit more about what this bird might be suffering in terms of disease or problems. It certainly tells me about their diet and if they're being fed too much, if their cholesterol might be too high, or if their nutrition and health status is adequate in terms of exercise and things like that as well. 3 would be a very good body condition score. I'll probably find a lot of wild birds are more likely to be condition score 2, so slightly on the lean side. And that's a healthy weight to be for a bird that's trying to survive in the wild. As a rule, I do recommend annual checks at the very least of pet birds. There's a number of different reasons for that. Birds have a really good ability to hide disease. It's a natural instinct to hide weakness and hide disease, particularly parrot species. They're what we call a prey species, so the natural instinct is to show strength. So these guys, when they show disease, can actually be very sick. So when people wait until they see a sick bird, then by the time they get them to the vet, they can be very sick and take a lot of work and effort to get back to life. If people sit on them and say, oh, it's only been sick for a day or 2, by the time they get here, sometimes they're almost dead and we can't do anything about it. A regular checkup can help us see if anything is showing up over time, and that may include regular blood tests, because then we can see patterns and changes over a long period of time of how that bird health is tracking. The other benefit of having regular checks is there's always new information, new treatments and new things that are coming out for managing birds and bird health. So you might come to the vet one year and get some advice about nutrition, and there might be some new information about nutrition that's come out during the course of the year that can improve the quality of life of that bird with new knowledge and new information that can be added the following year and changes made to their diet, which will ultimately improve their health and their life.